Come on, Kelvin. Let's get our bait.
Let's get ourselves sorted.
Get our bait. And we took a wrong turn in. The track turned into a path and we've had to reverse all the way down. Kelvin scratched his van to death. A 20-point turn, like the scene from Austin Powers. Go on, you can do it. He loves his van as well, does our Kelvin. Proper tartmobile. Whee! Well, this is the river at Twyford. We've gone the opposite way to the island because it's a bit muddy at this time of year. So we're just looking for a couple of nice pegs, hopefully with a platform. There's a platform there we can fish off. Oh, heron. Already seen one cormorant, which you're going to do at this time of year. That's nice. Platform sticking out. It's definitely got some pace on it. 51 this. Looks lovely. 51. It's really nice. Very clear, obviously. That's the other one. 48. Watch the hole. I'll definitely get caught in that. Shall we toss a coin? Yeah. Heads, you're on 48. Tails, you're on 51. I'm not bothered which one I'm on. I think the downstream one will catch more fish. But so heads 48. Tails, you're on 51. Oh, terrible. Tails. 51. So you're up there. Best peg on the river. Good job it's not a match, isn't it? I'll be sat behind you watching, getting tips more than anything anyway. What are we after today then, Kelvin?
Anything we can.
Anything we can.
It's low, clear, and the river's still a bit cold after the last few weeks. So anything that we can catch is a bonus.
But I think we'll hopefully catch a few chub each, won't we?
Yeah, we'll catch a few fish.
Yeah, so that's the plan.
Yeah,
float chub, fishing on the river.
Yeah, chub is the thing.
Chub. What are we having, a pound on the biggest chub?
You can have a pound on the biggest chub if you want.
Yeah, that'll do. You'll catch more numbers, so I don't do that bet.
No, no. Pound on the biggest chub then.
Yeah, sounds like a plan. Well, as far as the bait goes, red and white maggots with some turmeric on. I've normally got a big bag of it, but I've nicked this out the kitchen cupboard this morning. I couldn't find my big bag. I've got a big tub of the stuff, but God knows where that is. But it reminds me of river. As soon as I put turmeric on maggots, it reminds me of the river. Dyes them a little bit bronze, a bit of a spiciness to them, helps them sink. And then I've got a tin of hemp. This stuff is pretty big. A lot of Tim Damps is rubbish at the moment, but this stuff is a decent size. Absolutely brilliant. So really good hemp, cooked in the can, so it's got all its juices and everything. So that's all I've got on the side tray, maggots and hemp. Well, I'm almost ready. I've got 2 rods set up. I'm just going to tie another hook length. I'm just going to tie them as I go today. I have got hook lengths tied up, but you might as well tie them up and save them for a match, haven't you? And do some fresh on the bank. I am itching to start, but what I have been doing is just lightly firing in some maggots and a little bit of hemp whilst I've been tackling up, just straight down the middle. I'm just going to tie this hook on quick, and I've got two rigs, an insert, oh, caught on my nail then, an insert and a straight waggler. I'm going to have a straight waggler for sort of dragging bottom, really undershotted it so I can really drag through if I need to, then an insert for fishing on the bottom, just anything up to the bottom, just trundling the bottom or a foot off, we'll see. So that's it. So I'm fishing an 18 MXB2 to 012 to begin with, fully expecting to drop down to 010 later. I've got a 20 and an 18, and I'm going to mess around between 010 and 012 bottoms as well. Very light, but anyone who knows the River Avon and Chub will tell you that sometimes you won't catch them on maggots anyway, unless you fish quite fine gear. Getting them out's the hard thing, but you've got to hook them first. Fish too crude, you will not get a bite. The river's tap water clear now, so you know, you've got to fish with a bit of finesse. I think 012 I've got a chance of getting a 3 or 4 pound chub out. 010 you just got to pray they don't find a snag. So I'm just fishing loop to loop. It's a good foot long, that hook length, because I'll be dragging bottom with this one, so I don't want any shot on the bottom. And that's it, we're good to go. Little 3000 size reel, 4 pound Horizon mono, which is 016, technically a sinking mono, but it's a nice grey colour. I find it's actually sort of neutral. You can make it sink, you can make it float, you can make it do what you want really, so it's nice anyway, nice sheen to it. And I've got two 13-foot Matrix Horizon Pro Waggler rods. I've not tested the depth, I'm just going to run it through until the float starts dragging. And as far as the floats go, I've got 4AA Dave Harrell straight peacock, and that's shotted conventionally. I've got a swan shot and an AA and a few number 8s underneath, and I've got about 5 or 6 number 8s down the line. And then my other rod is identical apart from the float and shotting. So again, I've got number 9s down. Could use number 10s, but I think 9s because it's quite a thick insert we're using. And that's a Benwick Sports Silverlight 2 gram Waggler, peacock again, and an insert, a thickish insert. I've got finer insert Wagglers as well. That's semi-loaded anyway, so I've got a couple of float rubbers, 3 or 4 number 9s down, and about, what have we got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 number 9s down the line as well. We'll juggle our shotting around to suit. Again, a foot hook length, loop to loop, 012 to 18 to begin with, just give ourselves a chance if there are some chub early that we can scale down later. Start heavy and scale down. So that's it, 2 rods, and I'm going to fire a few more maggots in, and I'm just going to run the float. I've not put a plummet on, I've not plumbed up in any way, I'm just going to run it until it starts sinking. So I'm just feeling a bit of a little bit further down. It's a bit dapply water there, the shadows, so I'll lose the float a little bit a couple of times I think as it goes down. And the sun's a bit naughty as well, but I might have to move my camera this way because I'm probably in silhouette at the moment. So but anyway, I'm ready to go. Well, the sun's out, the sun only shines on the righteous, as they say. So but it's what a beautiful day. It's February, I've got my sunglasses on, it's 10-11 degrees, haven't even got my moon boots on today. It's lovely and toasty, and not ideal for catching fish, but beautiful for actually sitting beside the river. It's a very clear River Avon today. We are at the very, very famous Twyford Farm, and this is controlled by Manor Angling. Howard Kay at Manor Angling has done a fantastic job bringing this historic venue back from the brink, and now it's top flight match water again, holding some very, very big qualifiers and river fests. It's gonna the Division 2 national part of that's going to be on here as well. Very, very famous river. I used to watch Yamport videos and Dave Harrell videos on this specific stretch when I was younger. I'll never forget Yamport fishing 10-metre Garbellino Countess whip to hand and catching roach, dace and chub. And I've been and fished here a few times over the years. I've probably not been here for 10 years. The last time I came here was with the Shakespeare Super Team, and we practiced with Bloodworm and Joker on here. And then a few days later, we went and won the Evesham Team Champs final at Evesham. So it was a good practice venue for us, this place. We could get out the way and try a few things with Bloodworm and Joker. But I've also been down here with the mighty Dave Harrell, the absolute legend, and my old boss at Match Fishing Magazine. We came down here once or twice, had a fantastic day chub fishing down the middle. And to be honest, that's the sort of session I'd love to have today. Never forget that day I had with Dave. It was my early years, well, one of my very, very first trips out with Dave when I joined Match Fishing Magazine as deputy editor. And we had a lovely day. I didn't know what I was doing, but we were catching 3 or 4 pound chub down the middle, and it was great fun. So if I can emulate anything like that today, just 3 or 4 chub would be lovely. You know, 1 or 2 might be a tall order today in the conditions, but if I can catch 3 or 4, I will be absolutely made up. Any more than that, and well, that'll be a red letter day. So, but I'm here with Kelvin anyway. We've met up, we had a nice breakfast. We've met Howard at Manor Angling as well. Oh, it's a £8 day ticket from Manor Angling at the top at Twyford Park, and £6 for concessions. And you're all here, all by yourself. If you only park 15 metres behind your pegs, there's a nice track goes along and parking bays and stuff. And it's just a fantastic bit of river to sit beside, out in the countryside, not far from Evesham town centre, and hopefully there's a few fish biting. So what I'm doing is just lightly loose feeding down the middle of the river. We've got a bit of a sort of a sideways cast, just to avoid this tree. We're going to run it down the middle and see if we start dragging the bottom and start shallowing up. I'm just starting on the insert waggler. Yeah, that's just dragging. Yeah, so we'll just shallow up a little bit until it stops dragging under. I could have gone in and crashed a plummet, but I think we're close to the depth. It's only going to be 4 or 5 foot, I think. Move this shot down. And I'm going to swap between this insert and the straight waggler. The straight waggler I've undershotted, so it's really buoyant, and I can hopefully bounce it down without it dragging under too much. Lovely. So we just keep running it and running it. Might take a good half hour to get a bite. We just keep bumping it down. Lovely pace on it. Still dragging. I think we're close to the depth. What's that, 5 foot? Maybe what, 5.5? It's got some pace, this river. Surprising, really. I love the River Avon. I've grown up fishing all of it through from Warwick to Stratford and down this way, Evesham way. Not gone much further than that, to be honest. I never needed to. Yeah, a little bit of a weird cast, but it's going in nice. The wind's all over the place. 1 minute it's upstream, 1 minute it's downstream, so it won't make its mind up. But it might take half an hour, 2 hours to get an arrival of fish, you know. So definitely dragging there. It's just a case of trying to find a channel, a nice channel to run. Not knowing what this peg looks like in the summer, it's a job to say what's down there. Decaying matter. Just put a single on for this chuck. And we'll swap between feeding and casting and feeding. Only a little light waggler, trundling through. See if we catch anything off the deck, just off bottom. And like I say, if that doesn't work, we've got a nice thick straight peacock which will drag through. Just like a commercial, a top and tail, stops them helicoptering too much, stops your hook length spinning up too much. But I've been lightly feeding while setting up. Let me grab the fish before Kelvin does. Doesn't matter what it is, you're always competing, aren't you? So I'd like to catch more than Kelvin. I'm sure he'd like to catch more than me, but I'm more bothered about competing against the river itself today than anything. But I'd like to win the biggest chub prize. That's what's at stake today. You've had 1.25 pounds. You keep breaking up.
Yeah, it's a signal down here. I've had one chub about 1.25 pounds.
Oh, nice. Well done. What, down the middle?
About a third.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to come in a bit closer. Definitely. So I think the depth's on the inside here.
Yeah, you might be right there. The depth's definitely on the inside here.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's all right. Good. Have you had any other bites?
One bite, one fish.
Oh, brilliant. That's a good start. I've not been fishing long, only 20 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes I've been fishing.
Have you been feeding it?
No, I didn't bother. I just started feeding and
right.
got plumbed up. Had to change my rig because the rig was too light.
Right. Oh, well, that's a good start anyway.
At least I've had one fish.
Yeah. You're winning.
Yeah, on a bollow.
On the bollow, I'm just chucking a little insert at the moment, and it's still dragging under.
Little bollow, 1.5 gram.
Right. Oh, good. Well, that's promising anyway. I've had my first stick. Well, this peg is a lot shallower than I thought. So I'm just going in with a straight waggler now, really undershotted to just drag, and just see if that'll bounce down the peg a little bit more without dragging under. So it doesn't look so pretty, but it just means that I can get a clean run through without it constantly dragging under. Oh, that was someone's line. That was definitely someone's line I caught. You could see all the shot. So someone snagged down the middle there. I can actually still see it. Yeah, I can still see it snaking away. So there's a big snag down the middle. I think that's what the issue is. So it's a tricky old peg, this, the more I'm fishing it. The more I'm realising. Kelvin reckons he's got 7 foot where he is. I haven't got anything like that. I've come this side of the middle a bit more now. So I hooked someone else's stick float. It's one of them glass stem big sticks, isn't it? But that's... oh dear. I've hooked that 2 or 3 times now, and it's finally shifted. But there's something down the middle there, because it's just dragging under all the time.
That's probably what it was.
Yeah. Chop that off. There's a lot of line, isn't there? Let's let mine go through. We've got a 3 stick float. There's a hell of a lot of line. But that's what I've been catching. It's just been driving me mad. I saw a stringer shot come up. Crikey. Half a reel here. Might be able to run it through now. Look at that. Single red, white. Right. You've hooked 3?
Yeah.
Oh, you've got 2 out?
Yeah, I've had an 8 chub and a little rope.
Oh, you've had a rope?
A mini rope.
Well, I'm fishing 012 at the moment. It might be a bit fierce.
I'm on 010.
Yeah. I didn't want to go too airy-fairy to begin with.
Like, I fished for a ball, and I won a lot because it's only the upfall.
Right.
I've seen it, big chub, 3 or 4 pounds on.
Right. Still dragging under in that spot.
Further down, I think.
Yeah. That's a bit of crap on the hook. Definitely a load of... I reckon it's like a dead weed bed or something down. But I can't chuck it any further than that without snagging, or I haven't been able to. I was half expecting that bloody farmer to start doing something in front of me, the luck I have lately. It felt like I cooked a stone. Perch, little burglar, yeah, don't want to blank, do we? Yeah, well, I have been. That was the first time I popped 2 on for ages. Well, it takes skill to catch them perch on 2. Right, I've just scaled down to a 20 to 010 now. Kelvin's interestingly gone the other way. He started light and he'll scale up, but he has pulled out of a big chub, about 3 or 4 pound, he says. He's had 1 and lost 2, I think. Single red maggot. So anything he's had a bite on? Wind's got a bit naughty now. Very chilly on the back of my neck. Come on, Chub. Rab-a-dab-dab. Well, it's fair to say I'm doing shocking at the moment. I can't run my float down, it's just dragging exactly where I've caught that stick float. And it's just rubbish on the bottom, and it's just driving me mad. So I'm going to have a walk up to see Kelvin, and then I'm contemplating just moving swim, I can't persevere with that. It's too shallow, too snaggy. So, and I'm not good enough to catch him. Here's the master. Creep down. Any more? Yeah. 2.5 pound. I'm not jealous much. Is that how much depth you've got?
Yep.
God.
Not bad. 4 chub.
Have you?
Yeah, 4 chub, 2 roach.
Oh. How big were the roach?
I had 1 roach was smaller than your perch. And 1 about the same size. And I've had 2 chub that were half the size of your perch. And a bleak, which was twice the size of the 2 chub.
See, winning the Species Cup and the Chub Cup, I can't get over how much deeper that is.
It goes shallow here, drops off here,
Yeah.
and then comes back up.
I think I'm going to move peg. It's drove me. I'm picking up crap on the bottom, on the hook now. Huh?
The peg up there, I know. It's definitely chub.
Above you?
Yeah. I'm not saying it'll be deeper than where you are.
No. But it just, as soon as I get sort of 8 metres down the peg, it's just rubbish. All the way along, no matter how far out I cast. It's a shame. Have you?
Yeah.
But you're right on the inside there, aren't you? Yeah, it's narrower, deeper and pacier here. Have the chub been at the bottom or the top?
I've had 1 just past it and 1 just before it. So they're around the end of it.
Yeah. Is that a chub?
Yeah. 1 little chub.
Have a quick look at that chub. Chub master. Look at that.
The other 2 that I've
had. I'll take that at the moment. Alright, I'm going to have another go then. Change of plan. I'm going to move peg above Kelvin where it's a little bit deeper and no snags hopefully. Just had a look, he's out me moving rods. Quickly got the bar out the van and we'll be up and ready in no time hopefully. Any more? You've seen it? Oh, that's what it was then, a mink. Has it? That must have been what you saw in my peg. It's going to send the fish up to me. Alright then, change of plan. I've already moved. I've given it 2 hours on that peg and it was just a nightmare. I just wasn't enjoying it. Everywhere I went it was just a snag sort of 8 metres down, didn't matter what range I cast. I just seemed to pick up a load of rubbish. And there's obviously something down there, hence why I caught someone else's rig. And kept coming back with bits of muck and reeds and all sorts. So, but this looks a bit more promising here, he says, he hopes. And I'm about 3 pegs up from Kelvin. And he assures me it's deeper up here. I'm just going to plumb up and I've got my stick float now. Oh, that is the depth. So what's that? So it is a lot deeper. This is a stick float rig I'd already got made up in my rod bag from a little roving river session I had. So it's only a little number 4 John Allerton stick float. I think it's 012. It is, it's 012 to an 18 at the moment. We'll run that through and then we'll drop down if we have to. Single maggot on an 18. And we'll just run it close in to begin with. See if we can catch running down under this big tree to my right. And yeah, this rod's already made up in my rod bag anyway, so nice little number 4 stick float. It takes 9 number 8s and there's plenty of pace. Looks nice. Shallow up a fraction. Oh yeah. I feel more confident already. But I had a perch, I didn't blank, did I? but it just wasn't comfortable. And it's supposed to be a pleasure session. But this looks nice, and if I can catch on a stick float, well, I'd rather catch on a stick float than a waggler as far as pure satisfaction goes. I'm just going to lightly drip in maggots up and down the peg. See the bottom 6-7 meters out there now. We might not want to be this close in, so we can always go a bit further out, put a bigger stick on. So that's going a nice distance if I can catch there. Might have to go more down the middle. Down near that tree, that's where, if there's going to be any chub, that's where they'll be, I'm sure. Oh, we got one, we got one, we got one, we got one. I'm shocked. Chub? It's got to be a chub. What's that, second, third run through? Amazing. I'm absolutely shocked. What's that, third, fourth run through? And we've had one already. My God. That just shows, doesn't it? If you're not happy, move peg and it will pay dividends. I can't believe that. Wasted 2 hours in this peg, frustrated as hell. Swapped to that and caught a chub. I can't believe that. We've had a chub already. Absolutely amazing. Right at the bottom in front of that tree where I thought I'd catch. Let's try and ring Kelvin.
Welcome to the EE voicemail.
Right then. Right, I've just made a few little changes to my rig. I've put a 20 hook on, 010 hook length, about a foot long, and originally it was all number 8s all the way through, because this was, well, this rig was set up for a very shallow sort of streamy bit of river I've been targeting. What I've done though, I've took one of the number 8s off and replaced it with 2 number 10s, just so it's a bit lighter down. It's a much more of a long glide here, so I can afford to put a little bit more finesse back into the rig. And now it's just the optimum for getting bites now, I think. I daren't fish any lighter than 010. Hopefully we'll catch 1 or 2 more, hopefully. So glad I moved. 4 or 5 casts, boom, chub. Pound and a bit. Well, that's it, that's the only bite I've had. On a stick float. Single red maggot. Have you had any more? Yeah. What, little ones? Yeah. Them tiny things?
Yeah. For about 2 ounces.
I had it under that tree.
Yeah, that's what I said there.
I'm just going a bit further out now. Yeah, and it wants to come in. The float wants to drift in all the time. The flow. I was shocked. I was like, what? What do I do now? Not been easy, has it? I mean, I wanted a sort of hard session. I didn't really want to, I'm not bothered about bagging up. I didn't want it easy.
No.
But I wanted 3 or 4 chub. That was the plan. That was the wish. Do you remember what the code is if we got locked out again? It just crossed my mind. Well, it's rock hard. Not the session either of us hoped for today. It's a shame because it's such a good river, this, and it has been fishing very, very well. But I think bright skies and clear water, not a good combination today. We've both agreed to give it another hour and see if we can catch another chub. Kelvin's winning the pound for the biggest. It's been lovely sitting beside the river fishing a stick float and a waggler, but bites have been few and far between. In fact, I think I've had 2 bites, 2 fish. A perch in the first peg and a chub in the second peg. Not had any bites since. I knew I'd up that one branch I can see down there. Oh, one of them days. Kelvin's a much better angler than me at this sort of game. He was on the 7 yesterday catching chub, but for whatever reason we can't catch him today. Bright sky, clear water. Maybe we've not sat on the right pegs, although I know they do catch them here. It's just been a hard day, but we'll give it another 45 minutes. Determined to get that pound off Kelvin. I'll just up the feed a bit as well, just see if we can force something to happen now. I've been going through nice and lightly all the time, but let's try and force something to happen now. Come on, you rubber-dub-dubs. Definitely be back. I just think we've just perhaps not picked the right day, really. We're not blank, that's the main thing. I've not won the pound off Kelvin though. Nope, that's it. That is it. Let's go up and see Kelvin.
Oh. Good snap.
Just what you want.
Yeah, just what you want.
So you've hooked 4 then?
Yeah, I've hooked 4.
Useless, isn't you?
I've hooked 4, got 2 out. One the hook pull and the other bust me.
Nightmare. It did you in that?
I don't know what happened. I hooked it and I've gone like that and it's gone thud thud.
Oof. Right.
It just snapped.
Oh dear.
Whether it got on something or
Yeah.
whatever.
There's a lot of crap on the bottom, isn't it? It's not a nice bottom.
There's a lot of rocks and stuff down there.
Hey up. Hey up. Fish.
That's a fish.
Whee.
A chub. It's a chublet.
There we are.
Okay.
There are fish in here.
That back size of yours?
Yeah.
That was quite a way.
Battered me. Chub master.
I've upped the feed as well a bit.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Spot on.
It's that pound.
I like it when they go.
It's a pound.
Stomach's rumbling. Yeah, he's a pound, isn't he?
Not a big pound, that one.
Is that our last fish then? Unfortunately.
Yeah, that'll do if you want.
I've been beaten by the Avon today.
Been beaten up by the
Yeah, beaten up.
Without shadow of a doubt, beaten up.
It's a lovely
by the
tree though there, isn't it? It does look nice. It's definitely deeper here, isn't it?
Yeah, this side is shallows up the other side.
Yeah. What you fish then, gear wise?
Basically, I never had a bite.
Is that your 13, 14 tournament?
13, 15
13,
tournament.
15. What line you used?
£4 pro match.
It's a gram and a half, little gram and a half follow.
Gram and a half follow, look.
Olivet, a couple of number 8s.
Couple of number 8s.
010.
010 bottom. Little 18 up. Look.
What hook's that?
It's a Chinta.
Chinta.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Chinta.
Who makes those?
Owner.
Owner, right. Oh, that's, yeah. That's what you're using the bigger sizes as well, haven't you? Have you tried your 3 and 4 maggots?
I've tried 3 maggots, never had a bite.
No.
Single or double?
Not hungry, are they today?
No, not by a long shot.
They've still been alright, running a float through in the country.
Yeah, it's been peaceful, no problem at all.
Yeah, not been disturbed by the fish, have we?
Not been disturbed by anything. Least of all the fish. But hey ho, I've had 3 decent.
You've won a pound.
I've won a pound, yeah.
That's all that matters.
Sometimes. Sometimes that's all that matters.
Well, that's my little chub, and that's Kelvin's. Yours is what, a couple of pound?
A couple of pound, yeah.
And mine's just a pound, I think. So you win the pound.
Yay!
And you're showing me up today, but I think the river's been
the river's been the winner, I think.
yeah, the river's been the winner today, but we'll come back, won't we?
Yeah,
we'll have another go.
We'll have another go when it's a bit warmer.
Let's put these back then. Oh wow, mega roach.
Monster roach.
Yeah, we've got chub, all sorts of sizes of chub, haven't we?
Yeah.
Is that a chub?
Yeah, that's a little chub.
We've got about 10 generations of chub there.
Yeah. Loads of them.
Nice. Hard day. We still caught. That's the main thing. You're not blanked, and you've won the pound.
Yeah.
There's your chuffing pound.
Look at that.